Hey everybody, Killatia here, Chris Wright with Game, and we're with Craig Gistimitz. Is that how to pronounce your last name?
Close enough. Gistimitz is good.
He's also known as Stuttering Craig, the mastermind behind Screwattack.
Yeah.
And also showing off today the Angry Video Game node. The video game.
Yes.
So after like 7 years, providing insane entertainment value with his angry reviews, he finally becomes a game. When did this idea pop up?
Well, we've always wanted to do a game based off the nerd, because the nerd is like a character everybody loves. You know, he's awesome. He says what everybody's thinking. He curses like everyone curses. You know, so it just came down to like when was the right time to do it. And now that games are so digitally available, you know, we knew we could never make a game that we could put in a GameStop or something like that. So with Steam and now all the digital services being available, now is the right time to do it. So
obviously this is going to be on Steam thanks to the Greenlight service. How about consoles?
Yeah, so definitely we're talking with Nintendo. It'll be on we're saying Nintendo consoles right now. We don't know which ones. And we're talking with Sony. We're also talking with Microsoft, because the biggest thing is that nerd fans, they don't stop at Steam and they don't stop at Nintendo. They're everywhere. So we want to be able to provide it everywhere. The biggest kicker though is making, you know, we would like to do stuff a lot. We get a lot of requests for like Xbox Live, but Microsoft isn't the most indie friendly, so it's kind of hard to make waves there. So we'll see.
Speaking of the node, how much involvement did the creator James Rolfe have with the game?
Sure. So James is really busy. Obviously, he's working on his movie. He just had a child. He's busy being the nerd. It's a full-time job for sure. So when when Freak Zone Games, the developer of the game, came to us and talked to us like, hey, we got this idea for this nerd game. It was I put everything together, brought it to James. I was like, James, this is what we want to do with the nerd, and he's like, cool, let's make it happen. So James trusts us to make a game that not only nerd fans will like, but everybody will like.
Okay, and obviously since the node reviews like a lot of older NES games, the game is practically inspired by that. So are we expecting like classic 2D side-scrolling games with this?
Yeah, so the game is definitely a classic 2D side-scroller in the vein of like a Mega Man. Mega Man or classic, any game with a gun back on the NES or Super Nintendo. It's super fun. We want to make a really diverse game that makes you feel like you're playing an NES game with like new school twists.
Cool, so basically both old school and new school gamers will be able to enjoy this no matter what.
That's the nerd fan, old school and new school gamer. So we got to make a game that everybody likes. Now, it is hard. I'll tell you that much. The game is hard, and I think seasoned gamers will be more inept to enjoy that than new school gamers. They get a rap of quitting a lot easier. So we're gonna have multiple difficulties, but the game is hard because it's hard, not because the controls are bad or because anything like that. If you die, it's your fault. So you get to a point to where as you're playing through, you feel a sense of accomplishment every time you get to a checkpoint or every time you accomplish something in the game. It's like, yes. So that's the thing we really want to pull through with the game is want to make sure that everybody feels awesome while playing it and they're playing an awesome game.
That's great. Do we have a possible release date for this yet?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be in 2013. Definitely this year. The biggest thing is we don't want to release a game that's not awesome, and we realize that at Screwattack Games, like, we get one shot to make our first like Steam first console game. So we want to make sure it's awesome. We want to make sure that everybody enjoys it, and we don't want to make a game that doesn't hold up to the nerd. The nerd's he's the fucking nerd. You know what I mean? So you got to make a game that is awesome, just like the nerd episodes. So.
Yeah, so we're going to go on ahead and play this game now, and thanks for your time.
Absolutely. I hope. How many times do you think you're going to die?
Probably a gazillion. Yeah, I would never get a Contra.
Okay, so just so you know, the average person dies about 35 times in the demo. So we'll see how you do.
Okay. So thanks for watching. Stick around for more E3 stuff for Got Game.